Hey guys, how's it going? davidinark here, and it is so good to be back home. Just back home. We've been away for a week down in Orlando, Florida at what is one of the premier education technology conferences in the United States, FETC. You can check that out at fetc.org. I was with Tyler JH7 and Jeff Madlock. And we were down there providing live conference coverage for the entire week. It started Tuesday, and we went down early, of course, but it started Tuesday, ran through Friday, and what we did was we came on at 9 o'clock in the morning, local time there, and went through 4 o'clock in the afternoon in 15-minute increments and had lots of folks just come in, share their stories with us, and then we broadcast those live, and then, of course, archived those so that they are available, as we speak. By the way, you can get those at edutechguys.com, and the easiest link to start to get to those is FETC2018.edutechguys.com. And we also have the audio with a still picture out on YouTube, and that's YouTube/edutechguys. But what was really awesome about the whole thing is a lot of folks asked about interviews. Are you going to interview people? What are these interviews like? And we don't really interview people. I don't like to interview people. I like to talk with folks. I like to have a conversation. So we have folks sit down and they introduce themselves, tell us, who they are, where they're from, what they're doing at that particular event. And then we just start talking and sharing, and they share what they're doing and what they're hoping to learn, and then we kind of help expand on that, and it's amazing. We got to meet some amazing folks. We met teachers, we met educational leaders in various districts, we met state leaders who are over various programs, several authors we got to meet. We got to meet Santeri Koivisto, who is the guy who took Minecraft and created Minecraft EDU. Dude's from Finland, and it was freaking awesome. It was just, we met lots of folks. We met some of the what I would argue are some of the rock stars in the especially the American education world, and we met the regular folks like the rest of us who are doing extraordinary things in their classrooms, and it was just it was an amazing experience. So that's where I've been. I know I had some videos go out, and then of course I ran out of videos, but I appreciate everyone who continued watching and leaving feedback and comments and all that good stuff on the channel while we were off doing that. So I am coming back, and I will be getting back into the swing of kicking out videos, putting videos out. So thank you as always for watching, hanging out, and then if it turned out that any of you had caught bits and pieces of that live coverage, thank you very much for doing that as well. We appreciate that, and hope you enjoyed it, and as always appreciate feedback on any of that kind of stuff as well. One of the things that I wanted to do was just take a quick minute here to talk about or I don't know if really answer comments. I'll do kind of I don't want to do a comment on commenting. I'm not Neebs, but by the same token, let's talk about some of the stuff going on in the comments on the channel. I think this is going to be a new thing I want to start up. Maybe I'm hoping to maybe do it every Sunday, and I'll come up with some cutesy name for it or something. I don't know, but anyway, we're going to talk about the comments that folks left the previous week, and if some things may be worth talking more than others, but we're going to find out. So there you go. Let's see what we got. So by far and away, the largest segment of comments came as a result of a couple of things that I've done on the channel. One, I have a couple of tutorials on how you download and install mods into BeamNG, different from the actual BeamNG website, and that is it's very divisive, evidently. There are some folks that love it, and they thank me for providing the tutorial, showing them how to take those unofficial mods, which even the mods that are on BeamNG aren't official. I guess they're authorized or something. I don't know. Anyway, but taking these unauthorized mods and putting them into the game and walking step by step how to do that. And so thank you guys very much for those of you that have learned from it and have been able to take those steps, watch the video, and figure out how to get some of those other mods that aren't available on the BeamNG site into the game. Now I say divisive because there's a whole other side of things where there are folks who are really, really mad that I'm promoting the fact that you can pull in these mods from these unauthorized sites. And it's not, I get where they're coming from. They're not mad, at least from what I can tell. They're not mad that you can do this, and they're not necessarily mad that I'm showing you how to do this. It's that the mods themselves are generally, well, they're crap, okay? And they really are. I'll be the first to admit, a lot of these unauthorized mods, you know, you go out and you download the mod of a C7 Corvette or of a Dodge Viper or a Ford Mustang, and they're, in terms of gameplay, they're kind of junk. The big reason is because a lot of these mods take an existing JBeam file, the existing car, and essentially they go in there and they replace the graphic file, the graphic overlay for that car, and basically try to mold that to fit an existing car. So the Corvette C7 that I did recently is a great example. There's nothing Corvette C7 about it. It is a bolide with a C7 wrapper on it. So yes, it looks like a Corvette. It drives like a bolide. As we noticed in the video, if you saw that video, when it turned the headlights on, the clear lens covers fold up on the C7. Yeah, that's because on the bolide, that's how the hidden lights work, right? So they're not great in terms of gameplay. In fact, a lot of the mods that you find, they don't even have the J-beam. It's the vehicle, so they're essentially indestructible. And a lot of them have problems with engines and wheels and all that kind of stuff. And I get that. I totally understand. But by the same token, I truly believe that if the folks behind BeamNG would find a way to make it acceptable for us to post those types of mods, real world cars, in the BeamNG official repository, you wouldn't have this problem. As it is, that doesn't exist. The closest you can come on the BeamNG site is if you dig through the forums, you might find folks who are creating real world cars and posting those. The problem with that is, as far as my experience, they seem to be very few and far between. So you have sites like World of Mods, you have BeamNGmods.com. Are they officially supported? No. But look at GTA 5, look at GTA5mods.com or whatever that site is. They're not officially supported. It's people making the mods. So my suggestion is that if there are folks who have a problem with the way those mods are handled, then somebody, and I think I've even mentioned this before, somebody needs to create a site for unofficial mods where there is the same level of review, the same level of making sure that things work, and essentially have the same model that the official site uses, like with, work in progress and beta and that type of thing, and have that over on this other kind of unauthorized site. At that point, you would find that people would complain about certain mods that are being loaded up, and hopefully someone would then fix those mods so that they are appropriate and they do work, and we can get real world vehicles and whatever else, modifications to the game that are not allowed on the site. So that's my take on that. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to keep making videos with the unauthorized mods. I'm going to keep showing folks how to install those unauthorized mods because, frankly, some of those are some of the coolest freaking mods that are available to the game. Why not? Why not expand what we can do in the game and make it a better game than it already is? For that matter, the game is currently at, 0.11, 0.12, somewhere in there. There's a long way to go before it's even an official release. I'll be honest, I have my doubts this game will ever actually be released. I mean, look how long it's taken just to get to 0.12. So, I don't know. I love the game, but I don't necessarily care for some of the ways that things are handled within the game, and I know that makes me kind of an outlaw bad guy in the world of BeamNG, but that's the way it is, and that's the way I see it. So I've been around a long time, so, you know, there you go. I do want to mention that there have been several comments about the video where I showed the computer. I fired up the computer that my dad had owned, you know, and I fired it up 10 years after he had passed away. And again, thank you so much for your expressions of sympathy and condolences, and I appreciate that so much. That means a whole lot to me, and I thank you. I know some folks aren't necessarily happy with the choice of games and things that I showed, and I may fire it up again and let's just see what some of these games look like if they try to run. I did have a couple of suggestions of trying to do things like, will BeamNG run on that old computer? Will Crisis run on that old computer? So we may fire that up and take a look. I don't know. We'll see. That might be kind of fun to do, just to play around with it. I did have a suggestion to take my existing, my new Ryzen 7 1700X and basically turn the old computer into a sleeper. That's not going to happen, but I think that was kind of fun. Although by the same token, I may take that old computer and turn it into some kind of a sleeper. We'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. One of the things, there have been a couple of comments, and this is not just in the last week. I'm sort of playing catch up, but there've been a couple of questions or comments about my new Ryzen 7. I got it as a CyberPower PC. They don't even make it anymore. I got it off Newegg, and they don't make that flavor anymore. They've kind of, you know, upgraded or whatever. At least last time I checked. But there were a couple of comments. One, in the video I'd asked about the stuffing that was inside the case, and thank you guys so much. That was something I hadn't seen before, and now I know that that is what they use when a machine comes pre-assembled in order to hold the fan in place and all that kind of stuff during shipping, so that it doesn't get knocked off, it doesn't get knocked loose, all that kind of stuff. So thanks for clarifying that for me. And then I also had a comment explain to me why modern day computers still come with PS2 keyboard connectors, and a lot of that has to do with there are gamers who like the mechanical keyboards, the clicky click click keyboards, and that the PS2 eliminates some of the latency that you would find if you had a bunch of the stuff plugging in to the USB side. So I appreciate that explanation. So thank you guys so much. And as always, thank you so much for all of your comments. Again, this is going to be a new thing. Oh, I did have one comment from Bruce Benke. And I hope I said that name right. It said, you need to do some demo derby driving school. Yes, I do. I'm so not good at that. I'm not good at driving demo derby, especially when I'm trying to record and take care of other things while I'm doing that. But it's fun. You know, hey, there you go. But I will take that as a compliment, frankly. But there you go. So if you've got comments, questions, problems, suggestions, things you want to talk about on the channel, as always, leave those as a comment to this video or videos this week. And then next Sunday, we'll be back again with reading your comments or whatever we're going to call this little segment. So there it is. Once again, thank you so much for watching. It's so good to be back home after being in Orlando for a week. Had a great time, but there's, well, as they say, no place like home. So there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.